and welcome. My name is Joel Broughton, and today we're going to be talking about the difference between your paid leads and your free leads, all right? Now, basically, the first thing that you need to understand is that as people opt in through your capture pages, providing you with their first name, email, and sometimes phone number, these people are the ones that I'm considering free leads. They haven't paid anything. They've simply opted in on a capture page or on a squeeze page to be able to get information from you about your business. Whereas a paid lead now is going to be somebody who's actually made a purchase from you or from the company that you're associated with and actually pulled out their credit card, spent money to buy either information or something from you. All right, so that's really the differentiation between the two. Now, throughout this information, I'm going to be talking about the fact that paid leads are kind of a better quality lead to call. Now, I don't mean that they're the better people necessarily. Oftentimes you'll find in your free leads, those are really good people too, okay? The difference, though, that I'm making is that they're actually just simply further along in the buying process, all right, meaning that they've already come through as a free lead. Remember, all the paid leads at one point were a free lead. They basically opted into your information. So those prospects had come through the capture page at one point, didn't pay anything, but have gotten far enough in the process where they've actually spent some money now with you. All right, so that's what I call the paid leads. So it's not that they're better than the free leads, it's just that they're easier to talk to and they're further along in the buying process. So actually, it'll be easier for you to bring them in to your primary business. Okay, so let's just start talking about the free leads and how you're going to talk to them, how you're going to bring them through the process, and where they're at in the process. I think it's really important for you to first understand where they're at in the process and what they need. Okay, so a free lead basically are somebody who's just opted in for information from you, giving you their name and email and or phone number. Essentially, they're seeking information. All right, they're only at the process or the point of seeking information from you. They haven't made a decision as to whether or not what you have to offer will help them yet. I'm not sure at this point whether or not they trust you yet, and we have to determine whether or not you've given them enough information yet, okay, to either join you or buy from you. So really what they need is they need to start developing a level of trust with you. All right, so that they are willing to spend money with you or join you. So if they don't have that trust, they're not going to take that step. So we need to start developing trust with them. The second thing that they need is they need more information. Because they haven't purchased yet, that simply doesn't mean that they're not interested. That just means that they don't have enough information yet to make a buying decision. All right, and one of the biggest places a lot of marketers fall down, in fact, is that they get leads coming into their business, and they think because the lead didn't buy, that the lead is not interested. But in fact, usually when a lead doesn't buy, it's just that they don't have enough information or level of trust to make a buying decision. Because remember, what you have to offer through this system, as well as what you have to offer as a primary business, is a great opportunity, okay? But many leads won't purchase it or make that buying decision because they just simply don't have enough information to be able to determine whether or not it's for them. Now, the third thing that they need that is crucially important is for them to understand how they will succeed with this opportunity, okay, whether it be your primary business or our system. How is it going to help them? So, and that's kind of part of the information process, but I know, again, a lot of marketers, what they do is they give a lot of information of benefits of their business, and they forget to actually show the person how that new prospect is actually going to succeed with it. So the three things that you need to make sure that you provide all of your free leads with, and much of this is actually done through our automatic autoresponders for you. We've pre-written automatic autoresponders to go out that will actually help build trust, help provide information, and help show them how they're going to succeed. So if you do end up talking to your prospects, you need to determine through a conversation whether or not, they feel comfortable with you or that they trust you. Now, you can't just come out and ask them, but you'll be able to tell based on the conversation how well it's going if they're coming off very defensive or if they're starting to like you and talk to you openly and stuff like that. Now, obviously the level of information providing them, you're going to ask them questions about their comprehension of how this is going to help them, or what's available for them, and the same thing with as to how they can succeed with it. Really, it's a two-way conversation. A lot of marketers and a lot of network marketers make the mistake of just kind of spewing out information all over their prospects. And unfortunately, if you don't know what your prospect knows or feels, all the information in the world won't allow you to help them. Remember, our job is simply to help that new person get enough information, trust us, and understand how they're going to succeed with the opportunity. So asking them questions during the process while you're having that conversation with them is so important. If you are going to phone your free leads, if you're going to talk to them, you have the option of phoning them or not. When you do phone them, if you choose to, and I do recommend at some point you do communicate with all of your prospects, whether it be right away, whether it be 7 days into the process, whether it be 2 weeks. It's completely up to you to set the time based on your schedule and based on how you feel you want to approach them. I highly recommend you call them, but it's up to you really to have a communication session with them, determine from them their level of knowledge, their level of what they're actually trying to accomplish by gaining this information, why they opted in. So you need to ask them a lot of questions and have a conversation with them and gather information so that you can help them. It's like any business out there. If you go into a shoe store, their first couple questions are going to be, what size are your feet? What type of shoes are you looking for? Or maybe what style? What are you going to use them for? Right? What colors do you like? Does it have to match something? So just think about that conversation and think, geez, if I'm not asking my prospect questions about what it is that they're looking for, how I can help them, questions like that, how is it that I'm ever going to be able to help them? If I just start telling them about how wonderful my business is and how it's the best opportunity in the world and this and that, you really don't know what your prospect wants until you ask them. Again, in the shoe store example, what if I just, went into a shoe store and the salesman came up to me and said, here's a great pair of shoes. Everybody's buying this special pair of shoes, and they're these black dress shoes, and they just bring them out and jam them in my face and make me try them on, and they don't quite fit because he gave me the wrong size. And in fact, I actually wanted to buy running shoes that I could use to go and play tennis or, go for jogs with. And, the salesman's trying to sell me this pair of black dress shoes that doesn't even fit, doesn't even hit my size. Think about how awkward that is. Think about how crazy that is. And, of course, you're sitting there thinking, well, of course I'm never going to do that. I would never. But in network marketing, we tend to, because the prospect showed interest and is seeking information or coming into our store, per se, what you're essentially doing sometimes is you're trying to jam a product down their throat or shove them into a business opportunity that it might be right for them, but you're going about it all wrong. What we really want to do is help them, get them to a point where, they tell us what they want, and then offer our business opportunity or our system, our marketing system, as a solution to their problem. So how do we speak to them? Well, speaking to a free lead or a prospect is very important. You need to come off as somebody who knows what they're talking about. All right? You need to come off from a position of authority. They need you to lead the conversation. All right? If you allow your prospect to lead the conversation, you're going to start losing credibility as a leader. All right? And people generally, especially in the home-based business industry and in the network marketing industry, want to follow successful people. The reason why they join a network marketing opportunity 80% of the time is because of the person that has introduced them to it, not necessarily because of the comp plan or the products or the opportunity or anything. 80% of the time it's because of the sponsor, because they believe in you. They believe that you can help them. All right, so understand that. So if you control the conversation by asking them questions and offering solutions to their problems, okay, in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. And normally, a lot of their problems are going to be the same. I don't have a marketing system. I don't know how to generate leads. How do I talk to people? And our marketing system obviously provides all of that for them. It provides the solutions to all of those problems. So if you're speaking from a position of authority, it's because you're using the marketing system. You know how it works. You're generating leads from it. And of course, you're going to be already ahead of them because you at least generated them as a lead. So at minimum, you have at least one lead that you've generated, which is probably more than they have, all right? So, I mean, just think about that. And as you progress using the marketing system, you're going to generate more and more leads, and often that's one of the biggest issues that they have. So if you kind of tell them what you're doing and share with them some of your experiences and lead the conversation where you want it to go, they're going to be more interested in following you. Remember, they're actually opting into your information. You're not opting into theirs. And you need to keep that in your mind all the time. Because they opted into your information, they're basically telling you they need you. Okay, remember that. They opted into your page for your information, which means that they need you, not the other way around. So don't ever think that that prospect has the authority in the conversation. They don't. You can always walk away, and you'll still have this wonderful marketing system and your spectacular business opportunity that you're building. You will always have that. They won't, all right? If they walk away from not only your business opportunity or your primary network marketing business that you're building, but they also walk away from a wonderful marketing system that could potentially allow them to generate thousands of leads and learn how to have a very successful network marketing business. Now, the next topic or the next part with the free leads is who do they want to follow? Well, they want to follow successful people, all right? Generally, a lead or a prospect wants to learn from somebody who's already successful. And you can, if you're not hugely successful already, what you need to do is you need to take the credibility from our marketing system and use it for yourself. Believe it or not, whether you're hugely successful in generating income or not, you are at least successful in selecting you've made a very smart decision in selecting a marketing system like ours because it is going to help you become super successful. So even if you have to take our credibility from our marketing system and position yourself as a leader within our marketing system, you can use that as your credibility for success. All right, because you're smart enough to use a successful marketing system, you now can tag yourself as a successful person. And remember, I mean, as you continue to build your business, you'll become more and more successful. And normally, you'll actually be more successful than every single one of your prospects all the time, just because, again, remember, they're opting into your information, not the other way around. Now, why are they going to join you? All right, why is a free lead going to upgrade to the marketing system or join you in your primary business? Well, they need to know two specific things. Well, actually, three specific things. The first thing is they need to be able to trust you. Remember, I talked about trust when I was talking about what they need. Well, one of the big reasons why they're going to join you is when they like and trust you. All right, so if you have a conversation with them, no matter how great your business opportunity sounds, no matter how great the compensation plan, if they don't like you, chances are they're not going to want to work with you. Even if the business opportunity is great, I mean, they need to be able to trust that you're going to be able to help them, that you're genuine, and that you actually, want to work with them as a business partner. You see, network marketing is all about building and developing relationships and helping other people. If you don't want to do that, you're definitely in the wrong industry, all right? So they need to understand that they can trust you and that they want to work with you, that they like you. Now, the other thing that they need, more than anything else, is that they need to understand or think or know that you can help them, all right? Remember, people join other people because they want help. They want you to show them how to become successful in network marketing. And of course, we're going to help you train them so you can be confident that every single free lead or every single person that you bring through the system is going to get the same quality training that you're getting right now. So understand that even if you can't personally help them because you're not a top earner in the industry yet, you're basically plugging into a system that's going to help train them for you. So you can be confident that you can definitely help them. You don't need to know all this information. You just need to know where to find it, okay? And that's really the key. That's the key in network marketing is you don't have to be an expert in everything. You just have to have these resources available for you and your team to use. So remember how you can help them. If nothing else, you're plugging them into a marketing system where they can get training, they can learn how to market, and they can learn how to bring people into their business to become successful. And that truly is what they're looking for. Now, the third and final thing, or the reason why they may or may not join you, is the timing, okay? And this has nothing to do with whether or not they like or trust you. This has nothing to do with whether or not you can help them. They may love working with you. They may completely trust you over the top, and they may understand and totally believe that you can help them. But if timing isn't right for them to join the business opportunity that you have, you are never going to get them to join no matter how much convincing you have with them. No matter how much time you spend with them, if timing just isn't right, they're going to tell you no, or they're going to tell you, I'm going to think about it. Now remember, if they say I'm going to think about it, generally what they're saying, or if they want time, or if they can't make a decision, generally what they're saying is one of a few things. Either I don't trust you, all right, I don't have enough information on the business, or I don't have enough information on how you can help me, or timing just isn't right for me. Something just isn't sitting right. I'm just not ready for this opportunity. So, I mean, part of our job is to try to decipher which one of those things it is. It is difficult sometimes, and oftentimes you'll actually get it wrong, but just be aware that timing needs to be right for them. Now, how do we fix the timing issue, or how do we change that? Well, we can't, right? We simply have to accept a no is a no, or a not right now, or I'll think about it, as a just, oftentimes it's just the timing is not right. Does that mean we completely write them off? No. That just means that we need to communicate with them consistently over time, and then maybe 3 months down the road, timing will be right for them. Maybe, they'll educate themselves a little more. Maybe they'll be in a different financial situation. Maybe they'll be in a different family situation or personal situation. And timing, will, how people say the stars have aligned, or timing is just perfect. What they mean is that it just feels right. Timing is right for that person, and then they make the decision. So it's not always your fault. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do to get a lead or a prospect to join your business if it's not the right time. So what do? Well, we leave them in our autoresponder, which is going to continually communicate with them, educate them, build trust with them, and eventually it's going to also get them to contact you again. It's going to encourage them. The email messages that we've pre-prepared for you get your prospects to continually call you, email you, and keep that contact going. And, of course, the prospect feels like they're getting personal attention from you, and when the timing is right, now you have another opportunity to get them to join you, whether it be just in the marketing system or whether it be in your primary network marketing business. And the key, again, being is that we don't ever want to burn bridges or hurt the relationship with these prospects, because you never know when the timing's going to be right for them, and you never know how successful they're going to be in the business. So don't ever write anybody off. So that's basically talking to free leads. What you say is not so much important, the exact things you say. I normally don't offer scripts or specific things to say. However, remember, the important thing is what you're trying to gain or accomplish in the conversation. Asking a lot of questions often will tell you what the prospect wants. As well, asking a lot of questions will start to build trust with the prospect, because they're starting to feel like you actually care about what they need and what they want. And obviously offering solutions to those problems, they're going to feel warm inside and happy that you're actually trying to help them. All right, so specific things you can ask them, why are you looking for a home-based business? What are you doing now? Do you currently have a home-based business? Have you tried other things before? What are you currently doing now? What's your biggest problem? Why have you failed, do you feel? What are your biggest drawbacks? I mean, things like that to kind of get the conversation going, finding out a little bit about their background in this industry, if they're completely brand new or not, if they have had success before, what companies they've been in, and you're gaining that information to try to determine where the conversation is going to go in terms of, how you can help them again. Remember, the most important thing for you is to get the conversation to a point where you're discussing how you can help them. And by the time you get to that point, they're probably going to start to feel a bit of trust for you. And then if the timing is right, oftentimes they'll make the decision to join you. By the end of the conversation with a free prospect or a free lead, you always want to direct them to take action. Remember, the whole conversation or the whole point of speaking to somebody is to help them. But oftentimes, a lot of people won't take action unless they're directed to do so. Think about as we're growing up as kids. Why do parents so often tell their kids exactly what to do? Well, if you left it up to the child to decide, the child will probably never either pick the right thing or just, be completely inactive and not do anything. That's why we're constantly directing them. Now, as we grow up, as human beings, we're kind of used to that direction. And when somebody tells us to do something specifically, it's usually much easier just to follow through and do it than try to come up with the action that we want to take ourselves. And if we're agreeable to it and we trust the person and we believe in the person, we're probably going to take that action. So remember, at the end of your conversation, there needs to be some types of action that's being taken. Whether you're asking them to sign up for the marketing system, get your account set up, and let's set a time for training. That's often one of the best things for you to do, especially with a free lead. And then just mention to them that, and we'll also talk about, another part of the business where we can generate some income, which is, of course, your primary business, at a later date, once we've got that set up to take you to the next level. Normally with a free prospect, I normally won't try to get them to sign up for everything at once. I normally get them to just take action on the small end sale, which is the marketing system. And if they don't follow through with that, usually I'm not going to try to get them on a higher end sale with the primary business, which normally runs, anywhere from a couple $100, $500, $1,000 or more, depending on what company you're in. So normally, try to just get them to make that commitment for $30, $20, $40, $50, something a little lower end. And that way, when you do that, you'll be able to see if they're willing to take action to make that purchase, or if they still need more information, if they still don't trust you yet, or if they still don't understand whether or not you're going to be able to help them. Now let's move on to paid leads. Now paid leads, again, like I said, the quality of the person or the quality of the prospect is not necessarily different than a free lead. However, they're simply more mature in the buying process, which means that they're just further along in the buying process. They've actually already made the decision to purchase. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they already trust you to some point. They have enough information to have made a buying decision, and they probably have an idea of how we're going to help them, okay? So what do they need? Well, one of the biggest things that a paid lead needs is they need help getting set up, okay? So understanding how the system works, understanding how they're going to benefit from it, and understanding how they're going to take action to start generating leads and start using it for their business. Many times a paid lead will come into a system, into a marketing system like ours, and simply just kind of get stuck because they're not necessarily 100% computer savvy. This is the first time they've actually looked at the marketing system, and maybe it's just, they just get a little intimidated or unsure of exactly what to do. A lot of prospects, and even the paid ones, the ones that pay money, don't want to screw things up. They simply just want to make it right and, take the actions that they need to be successful, and they don't want to mess it up. So what happens is they kind of get into this little part of inaction, all right? They kind of get stuck. And the only thing that's going to help them out of that is some personal communication, whether it be an email or a phone call from their mentor or a sponsor or our customer service, to be able to help them get going in the right spot and simply reassure them that what they're doing is correct. A lot of people, in fact, the majority of people on this planet, don't like to make mistakes. Now, you're probably in that same situation. You probably don't enjoy making mistakes, and you want to do it right. So often what people do in the home-based business or the network marketing industry is they would simply rather not do anything than make a mistake. And unfortunately, hopefully you know as well as I do that it's actually better to just make a small mistake and learn from it and move on than to just sit there not doing anything. The most successful network marketers and internet marketers in the world have probably made more mistakes than anybody else. So maybe some of the mistakes might have cost them a little bit, but sitting there and not doing anything in the long term will actually cost you more. So reaching out and helping them get set up and answering their questions and reassuring them that what they're doing is correct and what they're doing is okay will often get your people into action a lot faster, which of course will help you generate more money. Now, the other thing that they need oftentimes is just support and confidence. Just the fact that I know you're there to help me, if I'm your lead, the fact that I know you're there and I can reach out and touch you. I may not phone you every day. In fact, I may never phone you. But just getting a personal message from you, whether it be an email, a text message, or a phone call, means to me that I've got somebody, a real human being, a support or a mentor that's going to actually help me if I need it, which makes me get into action a lot faster, because what will happen is even if I feel that I'm going to make a mistake, or if I do make a mistake, somebody's there to reassure me and help me through the mistake. And the fact just having you as a support center for them and reaching out and letting them know you're available will give them that much more confidence to just take action. Now, that action may include joining your primary business, or it may just include simply promoting the marketing system for now and trying to generate leads. Either way, the important thing is that you start getting them to do something, whether it be getting set up in your primary business, whether it be just starting to promote the marketing system. Either way, it's going to be successful for you because, we now have a lead or a paid lead, somebody who's made a commitment, who wants to generate income from home, who's further along in the buying process, that's actually going to start taking action, which creates a higher level of trust with you. It also creates more information for them. They're becoming more educated and actually a better prospect for you to talk to. And also they actually get to see at this point that you are helping them succeed. You're there available to help them, and you're actually bringing them through the process to help them. So how do we speak to these people? Okay, do we speak to them completely from a position of authority or an upline or being their the top person above them? Well, I normally take the approach of being their friend or business partner. Really, truly, I am, of course, their upline or their sponsor, but oftentimes what I find is just speaking to them as a regular human being or a business partner, treating them as a real business partner, somebody that you want to build a long-term relationship with and help, really comes off a lot different and a lot better. So think about them as your equal. Think about them as a friend that you're going to help in the business. And the more you treat them that way, what will happen is they're going to start trusting you even more. They're going to be more open to working with you. And, of course, you're going to have a much better opportunity to have them join you in your business opportunity or your primary network marketing business. Now, who do they want to follow? Well, again, they're the same as a free lead. They want to follow successful people. So that none of that changes. You can kind of rewind this audio and listen to the who do they want to follow section again of the free leads, but the bottom line really comes down to they want to follow somebody who has the information, who can direct them to the information, and somebody who's consistently building their business. If you're there available to point them in the right direction and show them how to have success with the marketing system, they're more likely to want to join your primary business as well. Because remember, they want to follow someone who's successful. They don't want to just follow someone who's just interested in taking their money. They want to follow a business partner and friend who's there to help them. Now, why are they going to join you? Again, some of these things are identical. They need to understand that you can help them, that they can trust you, and that timing is right for them. The paid leads are great because you have all the time in the world to enroll them. You don't need to sponsor them immediately into your business. They're already paying a monthly fee for the marketing system, or they've already paid some money for the marketing system, so you know that they're not going to just take off, all right? So you have an opportunity over time to continue developing in that relationship and to show them your business. Do you call them right away to show them your business? Again, that's completely up to you, whether or not you want to call them immediately to show them your business or whether or not you want to take some time and help them first. The more time you take to help them and to show them and to guide them, the better chance that they're going to develop a better trust relationship with you. They're going to understand and look at you more as a mentor or a leader, and they're actually going to get to a point where they ask you what it is that you're doing, okay? So the more patient you are with your free leads and the more patient you are with your paid leads, the more information and education you give them, the better communication you provide them, and the more they trust you, the more they're willing to start coming to you to request information from you in terms of your business. And again, the best way to do this and to keep this process going all the time is to have your lead or your prospect, whether it be a free or a paid lead, come to you and ask the question, so what is it that you do for a main business? If you don't ever tell them, if you just kind of you don't have to keep it a secret per se, but if you don't pitch them on your business, eventually if you build a strong enough relationship and they trust you and they're following you, they are going to really want to know what you're doing. In fact, they're probably going to beg you to tell them, and they're going to beg you to sign them up in your opportunity. All right, so, I mean, it's completely up to you. Both ways work. If you want to shorten the process a little bit, you can introduce them to it, and you do it by having a conversation with them. Again, asking them questions like, do they currently have an opportunity that they offer to their leads? Do they see the value in that? Do they want to generate more money from home? Things like that, and that's kind of opening the conversation to sharing with them what you're doing. Of course, on the flip side, if you don't go after them, it'll take a little bit longer. But if you're patient, the more patient you are, the better the position of authority you're going to have when they finally do come to you and ask you what you're doing. As well, the autoresponder messages that we've pre-written for you will encourage them to call you and ask you about your primary opportunity. So again, even if you never personally bring it up, we're going to bring it up for you several times throughout the autoresponder messages, which again look like personal emails coming from you and have your prospects phoning you. Again, you know, the level of authority on the telephone usually is based on who's calling who. So if you're chasing down your prospects repeatedly, you're going to start losing that authority with them because you're just not successful enough. If you're phoning them multiple times, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times, they now think that you need them more than they need you. Where in fact you always want them believing, whether it's true or not, that they need you more than you need them. And the way that you create this situation for you, or the best way to do it, is simply by focusing on your marketing. The more leads you have in your funnel, if you continually advertise and generate more leads, the less dependent you will be on any individual lead needing to join. So you want to constantly put more leads through your funnel than anything you've ever done in the past. What will happen is your time now becomes more valuable because you'll have more and more of these leads that want your time, that want to talk to you. And eventually you get to a point where your leads are starting to chase you, they're starting to ask you questions about your business, you're helping them, but at the same time you don't feel desperate. You don't feel that you need to sponsor or enroll every single lead because you've got so many of them that only the ones that actually want to join and the ones that are interested and going to do something are the ones that you're going to accept into your business. So that's essentially how you speak to free leads and pay leads. some things that you say, again, the importance is not necessarily to script it out. The importance is to understand what you're trying to accomplish with those leads, which again is building trust, getting them information, and making sure they understand what they need to do to succeed, or that you can help them get to the position that they want to, either with our marketing system or with their primary business. So if you need more information on this, obviously you can talk to your sponsor as well. I think that's been a great overview for you to start with. And the key really is you decide when you want to call them, if you want to call them at all, or obviously you just wait for their calls. And through the system, we're going to constantly encourage your prospects to call you, whether they be free leads or paid leads. Your phone will start ringing, but remember, you can't just put one prospect in through the funnel. You need to constantly be marketing, constantly be advertising, and generating more prospects to bring through the funnel. That's truly the way to success, and the key to success is having more and more prospects coming through, and then obviously being able to communicate with them and help them with what they need. Have a great day, everyone. I wish you all the best, and good luck in your prospecting.